Hello there, Mr. Dauber speaking. She's not. She's at PE right now. All right, thanks, bye. Hello there, fourth graders. Sorry about that. I had to take that phone call. Go ahead, open up your math notebook to the next available page and write the title of today's lesson. It looks like you can see some stuff imprinted. That's because I'm trying to save paper, so I'm using the back of a paper that I used for a different lesson. But please open up your math notebook, turn to the next available page, and write the title of today's lesson, which is Place the First Digit. So we're still working on long division. That's what today's lesson is about, but it's about a very specific situation that you get into sometimes when you're trying to do a long division problem. Let's start by writing an example. Let's say we have 28 divided by 5. Okay, remember 28, that's the number that's divided into parts. That's the dividend. 5, that's the number that divides into the dividend. That's the divisor. And whatever the answer is, that's the quotient. And remember, the quotient sometimes includes a remainder and sometimes it doesn't. So in order to do a long division problem, build your den, put the dividend in the den, and put the divisor outside SIR. And remember, we follow our long division steps: divide, multiply, subtract, compare, bring down, repeat, and you can remember that with the silly sentence, dirty monkeys smell crazy bad. Now, here's what today's lesson is about. Sometimes you can't fit the divisor into the first digit of the dividend. So the first thing you should ask yourself when doing a long division problem is, can this number fit into this number? Can 5 fit into 2? Well, 5 can't fit into 2 because 5 is bigger than 2. If 5 could fit into 2, that would be like your whole body fitting into your shoe. Your whole body can't fit into your shoe. Only your foot can because your shoe is smaller than you. Well, 5 is bigger than 2, so 5 can't fit into 2. But can 5 fit into 28? Yes, 5 is smaller than 28, so 5 can fit into 28, just like you can fit into our classroom because our classroom's bigger than you. You're smaller than our classroom, so you can fit into it. So 5 can fit into 28 because 28 is bigger than 5. Since 5 is fitting all the way into 28, we don't put the first part of the quotient here above the 2 because 5 can't fit into 2. We put the first part of the quotient, we put the first digit of the quotient above the 8. Now, how many times can 5 fit into 28? Remember, if you don't know your times tables, you can use your times table chart for that. You start at 5, you get as close to 28 as you can without going over. That's 25 because 30 is too big. And then you just go straight up 5. 5 can fit into 28 5 times. So we put a 5 there above the 28. That's the divide step. Then we multiply. 5 times 5 is 25. Then we subtract. 28 minus 25 is 3. And there's nothing left in the dividend that we can bring down, so we write our remainder at the top. So the answer is 5, remainder 3. Let's do another example. Let's say we have 346 divided by 7. Okay, so we're using a little bit of a larger dividend this time, but that's okay. The steps are still exactly the same. Build your den. The dividend goes in the den. The divisor goes outside SIR. We follow our long division steps: divide, multiply, subtract, compare, bring down, dirty monkeys smell crazy bad. So the first thing we ask ourselves is, can 7 fit into 3? Well, 7's bigger than 3, right? It's over twice the size of 3, so 7 can't fit into 3. But can 7 fit into 34? Yes, 34 is bigger than 7, so 7 can fit into 34. So that means the first part of the quotient does not go above the 3, it goes above the 4. Now, how many times can 7 fit into 34? Think about your times tables. 7 times 4 is what? 28. 7 times 5 is 35. So 7 times 5 is too big, so it can only fit in 4 times. Now we do 4 times 7, that's 28. We subtract. We can't take 8 from 4, so we borrow from the 3, we make it a 2, making the 4 a 14. What's 14 minus 8? That's 6. Now, is 6 smaller than 7? Yes. So now we bring down. After we bring down, we go back to divide. But now we're dividing 7 into 66. And you need to think, what times 7 gets us closest to 66 without going over? And again, if you have your times tables memorized, then you know it's 9. But if not, you start at 7, you get as close to 66 as you can without going over, that's 63, and then you go straight up, and it fits in 9 times. So, 7 can fit into 66 9 times. Now we multiply. 9 times 7 is 63. Now we subtract. 66 minus 63 is 3. There's nothing left in the dividend that we can bring down, so we write our remainder, 49, remainder 3. Let's do one more example. Let's say we have 975 divided by 8. Okay? Build your den, put the dividend in the den, the divisor goes outside, sir. Okay, we use our long division steps: dirty, monkeys, smell, crazy, bad. And then we repeat. Divide, multiply, subtract, compare, bring down. So, can 8 fit into 9? Well, yeah. Since 8 is smaller than 9, 8 can fit into 9. Barely, but 8 can fit into 9. Double 8 would be 16. That's bigger than 9. So 8 can't fit into 9 twice. It can only fit into 9 once. So sometimes the first part of the quotient does still go above that same number. And on your independent work today, on your quiz, in some of the long division problems, the quotient will go above the first number, and in some of them, it'll go above the second number. You have to ask yourself, can this number fit into this number? If the answer is yes, the first part of the quotient goes there. But if the answer is no, the first part of the quotient goes above this second number. Okay? So we just divided, now we multiply. 1 times 8 is 8. Now we subtract. 9 minus 8 is 1. Now we compare. Is 1 smaller than 8? Yes. So now we bring down. We go back to divide, but now we're dividing 8 into 17. And think, what times 8 gets you closest to 17 without going over? 8 times 2 is 16. So 8 can fit into 17 2 times. Now we multiply. 2 times 8 is 16. Now we subtract. 17 minus 16 is 1. Now we compare. Is 1 smaller than 8? Yes. Now we bring down. We go back to divide. We're dividing 8 into 15. How many times can 8 fit into 15? Well, 8 times 1 is 8. 8 times 2 is 16. That's bigger than 15, so it can't fit in 2 times. It can only fit in once. Now we multiply. 1 times 8 is 8. And next we subtract. What's 15 minus 8? It's 7. Is 7 smaller than 8? Yes. So the answer is 121, remainder 7. Okay, so there's the 3 examples that I just did with you where sometimes the first part of the quotient goes above the first number, and sometimes it goes above the second number. You have to figure out which is which by asking yourself, can this number fit into this number? Can this number fit into this number? That's how you know where the first part of the quotient goes, and that will help you place the first digit in the right spot. Okay? I hope you enjoyed today's lesson. Make sure you do the quiz, which is attached under this video inside the Math Google Classroom, and I will catch you next time. This is Mr. Dauber, signing off.